Do you think that Australian blood is worth more than American blood when you donate?
Well, that's a bit of a loaded question, isn't it? I'm going to come across as either falsely humble or...
Do you think? I mean,
really?
Do they pay more for Australian blood?
Well, I don't get paid. They don't pay for Australian blood. So I guess
they
it's
pay
worth
for
less.
plasma. Have you ever given plasma?
My mum gives plasma. But
I've
she
never
doesn't
given
get paid.
plasma.
Really?
No.
But
I've had blood taken twice. Never plasma.
I've never had plasma. But I wouldn't take payment either, because I think, some things you have to do. To me.
Yeah, I would take payment. I need money really bad. Because my boss doesn't pay me. Okay.
But I still live at home, though, so...
Yeah. Okay. What do Dutch Australians and Chinese Australians have in common?
They're both Australians.
No.
Incorrect. They're both racial minorities.
Kind of. You're close. It seems that I know more about Australia than you do.
Apparently so.
Let me teach you then.
Okay.
Both immigrated after World War II and were heavily discriminated against in the 1960s. Did you know that?
I did not. Thank you so much for teaching me more about my homeland.
I have taught you about Australia.
You have?
I want to soak this in for a minute. I know more about your own homeland. You don't know more about here.
Although, before World War I, Chinese immigrants often worked in mines.
I was just about to tell you that. What a coincidence.
Guess we're just thinking on the same level again. On the same page.
I guess we are on the same page.
Yeah.
Awesome. What is a true blue?
True blue. Well, it's a dinky dye.
I don't understand.
It's something that is...
Is it a bad word?
Only to the whole world.
Did I really say a bad word?
No. True blue is something genuine, like a true blue friend. It's a true friend.
Where does it come from?
I have no clue.
Is y'all's flag blue?
It's probably just rhyming slang. Yes, it is. It's blue with a
That's like
Union
saying
Jack
a red-blooded
in the corner.
American.
I thought that's just because they have red blood.
No.
Huh. Well, couldn't you equally say a white-blooded American?
We don't have white blood.
Yeah, but you just said that it's not because of the blood.
It's not because of the blood, but you couldn't say white-blooded American. It wouldn't make sense. A red-blooded American is like a...
Communist?
No. No. We don't say communist in America.
Well, when people talk about the Reds, it's the communists. So I was just... I have to say that it seems to me like there's a bit of a communist in every American. Just saying.
I mean, maybe, but... No, a red-blooded American is like a patriotic person. So there's like a true blue Australian, like a...
Dinky dye.
A dinky dye?
Yeah, dinky dye. I'm agreeing with you. Dinky dye. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. Dinky dye.
Dinky dye. True blue.
If I go to Australia and I call someone a dinky dye, I won't get beat up, because that sounds a little questionable.
You won't get beaten up.
Okay. Not even by the kangaroos? Because I heard they're pretty mean.
No, not really. It's the koalas you have to watch out for.
I've heard that too.
And the drop bears.
And isn't koala meat really tough?
Yes, little rubbery, but you don't get to eat it very often anymore.
Right. Didn't they outlaw it?
It's a bit of a black market thing now.
Yeah.
It's a shame, really.
Kind of like drugs in America, or drugs is to America as koala bears are to Australia.
I think that's fair to say.
I think so too.
It's a bit of a delicacy also.
People kind of start seeing things and get a little lightheaded. I don't know what happens when you get high, but I think it's something like that.
Well, they start saying koala meat, but...
Okay. We'll move on. I'm confused. Okay. Explain in however many words you need. Bloke.
Bloke.
I should have checked as well.
Yeah, you probably should have.
Is that a bad word?
No.
Okay.
Bloke is a male, a man. It sort of conveys the idea of an everyday man. So, a bloke is sort of like a working class man.
Oh, so it's kind
a
of
manly man. No, not at all. It's a working class. You have to remember.
Not that working class would be an insult. I'm just saying.
You have to remember that Australia comes from a working class background.
It does?
Yes.
I don't know much about Australian history.
Clearly.
Educate me.
Well, except for the Dutch and Chinese.
Right, I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I'll
pretend to not know for the sake of it.
It's a manly sort of man, you know, bit rough and ready.
I'm trying to think of like an American parallel to that. But I don't know one. Okay. So if you call someone a bloke...
Well, it's
like a...
It generally just means man, but it conveys the idea of someone who is manly, you know, works with their hands, maybe is a sheep shearer. The outback, yes, they shear sheep. That's what sheep shearers do. The outback work is a sort of a romanticised sort of thing.
Okay. So it's like you wouldn't. What you were talking about when you go to work and stuff. And you're like, hey mate, mate, whatever. That's different than bloke.
No, a bloke. Like you say, look at that bloke there. You wouldn't say. You wouldn't call a bloke someone a bloke to their face. Not that it's insulting.
So,
but
like,
it's just be weird.
So like Keith Urban, you'd be like, hey mate.
Yeah.
But then like.
Because I see him every day anyway.
Right. Well, of course. But then, what's like a big guy? Like a. Who's a big guy? Big famous guy.
Hugh Jackman?
Sure. But Hugh Jackman, you'd be like, look at that bloke. Because obviously Keith Urban's. I mean, sure, he's not like a. I mean, he's manly, but he's not like a.
Well, I mean,
big, tough.
You don't. It's not
manly.
exclusively manly, but that's the sort of idea that it conveys if you extend it.
Okay.
That's like its origin.
Okay. I think we've
Does that
got
make
that
sense?
covered. I think
Okay.
so. Tomato or tomato?
Tomato.
That's incorrect, but okay. Fruit or vegetable? I mean, that's not really Australian American, but what do you think?
A tomato is a fruit.
Okay.
Is that the question? Or were you just
I
asking
just
whether
thought
I
of it.
prefer them?
No, well, which one do you prefer?
Well, I really like pineapple. It's quite delicious.
You know that's native to Hawaii.
Really?
I don't.
I
they
think
grow
it is.
there.
You could tell me it came
Florida.
from Peru, and I believe you.
Oranges are Florida. Happy cows are California. That's all I know. Okay.
Huh. So you mean all oranges are exported from Florida? No wonder they're expensive.
Yeah. Are they expensive in Australia?
No!
Do you have oranges like grown in Australia, or do you import them?
We grow oranges in our backyard.
Really?
Yes.
You don't even have to buy them. You lucky bloke.
Yeah. Sure thing, mate.
Oh. Okay. When is the Sydney to Hobart yacht race?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't remember.
Well, once again, we find ourselves in a predicament.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I know the answer. It's December 26th, which here is December 25th. Right? 7th! 27th!
You have to remember that Australia's always ahead of the United States.
Yes, that little...
By a good 12 hours at least.
Okay, fine. Do you have a pet dingo?
Not at the moment.
I didn't think so.
I don't really like to talk about my last one. It's a bit of a sad story.
The one that got the baby?
Yeah.
If you were to have another pet dingo, what would you name him or her?
Crikey.
That is such a good answer. Okay.
Incidentally, there are dingoes a little away from in the town that we live in.
What kind of noises do they make?
It's just like a howl. They don't bark.
They don't bark?
They don't bark. It's like a howl.
Could you imitate it?
Like that.
I'm sorry, I had something in my ear. Okay.
It's kind of bizarre.
That is a little bit bizarre.
You hear it. There's quite a lot of them, and you hear them when the wind's blowing in the right direction.
And they're not domesticated ever, are they?
Yeah, these ones are. They're not the ones that take
so
babies.
People do get dingoes and make them their pets?
They're essentially dogs.
So are coyotes.
Well, in that case, why can't you tame coyotes?
You're gonna get somebody killed.